explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Nossa, velho.
He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of
Ah, tá, joga pra lá, né?
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
Olha que doideira, mano.
His mind began to...
Ih, velho. Ih, caraca. Eu tô até vendo o que vai acontecer.
wander.
Olha só que doideira, velho. Caraca, mano.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
Caraca, muito doido. Você fazer os dois negócios ao mesmo tempo, mano.
Then something moved.
Um você faz com o peixe, você controla com o analógico direito, e a pessoa ali você controla com o analógico esquerdo.
And toads.
Tá cacete, velho.
Things that have not names.
Eita, meu Deus do céu.
He knew it was all in his head.
Olha que loucura.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
Ué. Calma aí, não é pra cá não? Não. Ué, pra onde aqui? Ué, seria pra cá não? Ah, tá, beleza. Calma aí.
I spoke with his boss.
Ai. Calma aí, galera. Muito difícil isso aqui.
But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Ok, se isso aqui é focado... Tentar ficar sem pegar o peixe?
So I let him go on.
Eu acho que vai acumular ali de peixe ali.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Um cachorrinho.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Aqui, agora eu tenho que tirar o peixe daqui, ó.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Caraca, mano, ele construiu uma cidade na cabeça dele, mano.
Made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Mano, que viagem doida, mano.
Louisville. St. Louis.
St. Louis.
He started drifting away from our reality.
Até que alguma coisa vai acontecer, mano.
Minneapolis. Until
Minneapolis.
one day he got to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept saying,
Ó, o cara. Foi mal. Tava viajando aqui.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Eita, cara, calma aí.
handsome queen.
Tá, beleza. Olha só que interessante, eu pude escolher. Eu pude escolher entre o lindo príncipe e um arco-íris.
The queen was on her own quest for...
Atrás de serpentes sinistras.
sinister serpents.
Ele tá criando uma história. A gente tá criando a história.
He followed the sound of her...
Ele seguiu o som de sua harpa prateada.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace.
Sua busca o levou a um palácio dourado a leste do sol e a oeste da lua.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
Mesmo então, a sua lógica permaneceu perfeita.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Caraca, mano, o bagulho virou outra coisa totalmente diferente.
Having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Caraca, mano. Eu acho que ele também vai se cortar.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Ixi, agora ele foi totalmente tipo... Ué. Tá vendo, gente? Não usem drogas.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Diabo é aquele cara ali.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
É ele?
I still thought I could save him.
Nossa,
Even
mano.
after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Nossa, mano.
The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who had insisted on advising him.
Mano, esse jogo é incrível. Só me responde se tá muito alto.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Nossa, mano. Caraca. Nossa, mano.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.